So it's kind of hard to give you really tailored advice without knowing what your goals and what your objectives are. You want to start with the end in mind. So there's a author by the name of Stephen Covey, and he writes a book called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. One of the habits is start with the end in mind. So first of all, work out what your goal is. Work out where you want to go to, where you want to focus. Is it Gauntlet? Is it PvP? Is it Team Wars? And then build your team around that. And before we get stuck in today's video, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell button so you can grow in monster with gems, stardust, diamond relics, race monsters, legendary wars, and more. Welcome to Wubby Gaming, the place where gamers grow. So we're going to do a helping gamers grow video, and this one is featuring Junior Wilkinson, and Junior is one of our loyal subscribers. He's just asking me for some guidance on, hey, what should I do with my monsters? What should I do with my team? And so he sent me this video over Facebook. So we're going to check out this video and work out how we can help Junior here. So he's got a 150 armor claw. So let's see who else he has in addition to armor claw. All right, so looking here, there's a 130 heist, 130 Kaguya, 130 bomb. So I'm going to take some notes as I go along. My first instinct is I'm kind of confused about what his strategy in ranking up monsters here. So heist and Kaguya he probably got from PvP. Armor claw, I'm not sure why he invested all of his amber dust in armor claw. There's better monsters than armor claw. So my first immediate feedback for you, Junior, is you really need to consider in your decision making process, why am I ranking up certain monsters? Where do I want to focus my amber? Where do I want to focus my stardust? And where is my focus in the game? Is it in Team Wars? Is it in PvP? Is it in Infinite Gauntlet? My recommendation generally is to always focus on Infinite Gauntlet because that's going to help you get more stardust, and by getting more stardust you can rank up more monsters. And generally the best monsters for Infinite Gauntlet are your deniers, and the good thing about deniers is they're not only good in Infinite Gauntlet, they're also good in war. So it's sort of like a double whammy where you get a monster that's good in both Infinite Gauntlet and in Team War. So my first recommendation is start ranking up deniers instead of your attackers. So Bombator is good, 130 bomb with bad runes. So you've got X rune and you've got 7s. Anything that's not 7 I'm going to say is bad runes. Anything that's 7s is average rune, and anything 8 and above is good rune. So bomb, bad rune. There's a Simus 130 Arabat with decent runes, and a 130 Lindworm with good runes, 130 Vampira with good runes. There's a 130 Ignis, 126 Iguanosaur, 126 Aatrox. None of those are really noteworthy. 120 Henrik, 120 Thunderkong, Seaquake, 120. But why is your Bora at 120 and why is your Kadama at 120? I'm also not sure what team you're running in Infinite Gauntlet. Bora has 7 runes and Kadama has 5 runes, so I'm assuming you're not running Kadama. Sumo at 120, Black Feather at 120, Necrotic, 110 Witchcat with good runes. That is confusing to me. Like, why do you have level 9 runes on Witchcat? He does have possession and he does have mega possess, but you know, like a 110 Witchcat, you've invested both really good runes and some dust into him, where you probably should have focused that on someone else. So let me know what you're actually using Witchcat for. I can't see a strong use case for Witchcat with your other monsters at the moment. 110 Dreamer. Okay, you also have 9 runes on Dreamer, so that's also kind of confusing to me. So again, I'm not sure what you're using Dreamer for. So Dreamer is a good support monster and she's good for big brain moves, but when you have limited rune and also limited stardust, it looks like, to rank up your monsters, you really need to be careful with where you place your runes, because those runes are going to cost you gem if you do want to remove them. 110 Wolf with good runes, 110 Rusalka, Laser Beam's fine, Ferris is fine, 110 Varupapu with 558. So another thing I'm noticing is your runes are sort of all over the place. You have 5s, 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s, and 10s. What you want to do, what you want to focus on is, because you do have 10s, what I would recommend is only have 7s and 10s, and everything else should be gambled. So have 5s, 7s, and 10s, because it makes it a lot easier to switch runes around. And it looks like you don't have a proper NSD team set up. I'd recommend getting one set up so that you can get those diamond relics every month. Okay, your relics need a lot of work. It looks like you have a lot of good relics, but you haven't ranked any of them up. And if you haven't ranked any of them up, I'm assuming you're only doing 21 to 29 in Gauntlet. You have the roster to do mid 40s and possibly late 40s, but you don't have the relics and you don't have the runes on the right monsters. So you have a decision to make where you can keep doing 20 to 29 in your Infinite Gauntlet until the new era and then focus on ranking up books instead, or you can try to rank up some relics and focus on, say, 3 monsters as your go-to Infinite Gauntlet team. But you do need to work on these relics. So I'm guessing you don't have very good gold production because you don't have food to feed up these relics. So have a look at the max gold videos as well. That will help you with your gold production. That's kind of a weird attack team. You should be able to do a lot better for your attack team there. Also a bit of a weird defense. Okay, so the first thing is your Infinite Gauntlet team. If you wanted to Infinite Gauntlet, my recommendation for your monsters, because you don't have good relics, is to go with Bombeta. So for Bombeta, put all life runes on him, and you'll need to change that 5 to a 7. Rank up your Tabora here, and 7s are okay for now, but rank her up to 130. Tabora is probably one of the best monsters in the game at the moment. I'd recommend ranking her up to 130 with your next set of starter. She's really useful for wars and in Infinite Gauntlet because she's the only monster that has positive effect remove and trait disable in one move, and both of those are area of effect too. So rank up Tabora to 130 as soon as you can. And the last monster is a little bit tricky for you. So because you don't have good relics where you can stamina drain, you're going to be relying more on your monster skills. For a medium level Infinite Gauntlet team, the best monsters for you are going to be the ones that can deny using their skills. So for you, your best bet is going to be Varipapu. So once you've got Tabora up to 130, I would recommend ranking up Varipapu to 130 and swapping out some of these runes. So your best Infinite Gauntlet team right now is going to be Bombeta at 130 with all life, Tabora at 130 with 7s and all speed, and Varipapu at 130 with 7s and all speed as well. Looking at your relics, it looks like, I think these are Morg's armor, and that looks like an Iguanosaur's armor. And you have Pump Seeds, Laser Beam Sword, and Uriel's. And that looks like an Iltron's mask and a Jazzy mask. Out of all of these relics, if you were to craft a relic, the best relic to craft is Sherazad's Amulet. That's going to offer you a lot of utility. But if you're going to start ranking up some of these, what I would recommend is rank up about, say, 3 of them up to rank 5. So 3 of your best relics up to rank 5, and then slowly increase those over time. So you want to consider what relics are going to help me the most in whatever I'm doing. So if it's Infinite Gauntlet, if it's Team Wars, or if it's PvP, which monsters am I using, and then which relics are going to help me the most. So let's go have a look at PvP. So you're running Heist at 130. I'm not too crash hot with Heist. He is a strong attacker though. You're running Bombeta with some armors, and you're running 130 Linwen with Pump and Uriel's. And on defense, you're running Armor Claw, Vampira, and Ignis. Because your monsters are kind of all over the place, your defense isn't going to be reliable to get you wins. And I can see you're in Legendary 3. So what I would do is I would put my absolute best monsters on attack and just put leftovers on defense. So looking at your monsters, best monster is Armor Claw because he is 150. So we're going to build a team around Armor Claw. In your legendaries, I didn't see any ranked up dodge areas like a Grakon. I think your Grakon was 110. So ideally you would go Armor Claw and double dodge area, but that's not going to be an option for you. Ignis and Armor Claw is quite solid because Ignis can buff Armor Claw, and then Armor Claw can do a lot of damage. And then your third option is Bombeta, Linworm, Vampira. So Ignis already has the positive effect remove, which is a similar role to what Vampira is playing. So what I would probably do here is I would go Ignis, Armor Claw, and then probably Linworm. Linworm offers you quite a bit of versatility and can also use denies like the AoE baby transform. And the other option I would probably consider is switching out Vampire with Bombeta, because that will give you a lot more coverage and they will have to kill your Bombeta before they get to your Armor Claw. Those are the 2 options I would play around with on attack and try to get yourself into Legendary 2. It also looks like you're running a team speed on Armor Claw. You should switch that out with a speed. The normal attacking setup is 2 strength and 1 speed. And what you want to do is play around with the speed so that Ignis will go first before Armor Claw. And then it's almost like Linworm can be your team speed holder. And once you've put those monsters on your attacking team, you probably just want to test out different defenses. And the best way to test out different defenses is to put them on your attack team and then auto and see how they work. So if I assume that you've got Armor Claw, Ignis, and Linworm, looking at the leftover monsters, Bombeta is good. You've got a 130 Vampira, which is good. And then your next best monster is a 130 Aerobat. So that would probably be your logical defense team. So hopefully that helps you, Junior. Thank you for your support on Wubby Gaming YouTube, and I will see you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to check out one of these 2 videos over here. And if you think Wubby Gaming videos will help one of your friends grow, make sure to share with them as well. And I will see you next time.